to pull back the curtain a little bit, the way that we do this is that we have James Lott, the official recruiting analyst of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, on every week, and he sends me a couple prospects that he wants to talk about, and normally they have some sort of theme, right? Normally they will be like maybe some of the best prospects in the class of 2018, or maybe they'll be some of the best offensive linemen, and he wants to break down film. Which, hey, cool, that sounds fun. But the weirdest thing is that he sent me this list of a position that I didn't think was even around anymore. And so here to talk about it is the official recruiting analyst of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We're joined by James Lott. James, how are you?
Guys, what's going on today?
We are battling through technical issues, but trying very hard to keep a straight face. So you send me. I was kind of telling the listeners that you send me a list of prospects you wanna go through and every week, and you sent me a list of tight ends. That's got to be a mistake, right? I thought the tight end was dead.
Hey, not at all, buddy. One thing you can do when you take a look at these tight ends, this is a special group of athletic kids that are guys that offenses are putting out there and creating mismatches against defenses, and so it's something special to watch.
Yeah.
One of the first guys. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that in the age of the spread offense, it seems like the tight end has kind of become lost. Are you seeing more of a move toward the kind of oversized wide receiver as opposed to that real big bruising blocking tight end?
Right, and it's a little bit of both. And all these kids are similar in that they're kids that you can move around. You can put them in the backfield. You can motion them out and create mismatches on the perimeter against wide receivers and linebackers. And they're big, athletic kids that can catch the ball and make plays.
One of the first guys you mentioned here, size is not an issue for Brock Wright, the tight end down there at Cy-Fair. Nearly 6'5", 245 pounds, soft hands, runs great routes. This kid looks like a guy who could be college ready in a hurry.
Ready to play. He's committed to Notre Dame, and I think for once this is a solid commit. But he's got 23 plus offers. He's the best tight end prospect in the state. Had 28 receptions for 365 yards last year. Prototypical height. He's got the frame. He's got the speed. Great route runner. Excellent hands. One good thing about watching this kid also that you see is like you mentioned before, he's a great run blocker. Very physical at the point of attack, strong run blocker. But the biggest thing he does is when they move him around so much and they put him out at wide receiver, he creates mismatches with his size against these smaller DBs, and he's able to have a field day on those guys because of his size.
Yeah, it's like earlier when we were talking about wide receivers. We kind of marveled at the size of these wide receivers. That these guys are 6'4", 6'5". They can go up and get it over these smaller defensive backs. But here you've got a guy who's 6'5". Oh, and he's also nearly 250 pounds. That's a nightmare matchup for a 5'10", 180-pound safety.
I'd hate to be the DB out there trying to cover these kids. Just special guys with special talent and special skill set, and they're going to be great to watch at the next level.
The next guy that you brought up is a guy from the Waco area, currently committed to stay local at Baylor, Kedrick James, the tight end from Waco, La Vega. Obviously got a state championship under his belt. When you watch Kedrick James on film and in person, what stands out to you?
Another great athlete. He definitely passes the eye test. Like you said, 6'4.5", 245 pounds. 4-star kid, had 14-plus offers before he committed to Baylor, but very, very impressive looking. I've seen him move around up close. Outstanding play speed for a big man. You'll see him out there catching the ball. He moves. He's nimble. He's athletic, like he's a smaller guy. But definitely a guy that offenses can move around and motion and put in the backfield and put out on the perimeter and create mismatches just like the kid before. I mean, just another special talent that's going to be something to watch at the next level. Also, an excellent basketball player also.
Well, and you also see that he played some defense for him as well. He played over there on the defensive side at defensive end. So, to me, that tells me this is a pretty physical kid, too.
Very physical, can do it all. I mean, he's a kid, and I compare him and Brock Wright. Brock's probably a little better blocker, but this kid isn't far off of him. Just another special talent that's got a great future ahead of him.
We're talking with James Lott, the official recruiting analyst of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, here on DCTF Live. Get involved in the conversation at hashtag DCTF Live. And normally, James, in a lot of years, that's kind of where the tight end crop would kind of stop. Like, you'd have a number of guys who maybe a couple steps behind those guys. You'd have maybe one or two at the top, and then kind of a crop of, hate to say also-rans, but guys who maybe aren't at that next level. But it seems like this is a very deep crop. It continues. Another guy from Bullard, Major Tennyson, another monster out there, 6'6". First of all, great name. Second of all,
Major.
6'6", 245 pounds. You can't teach that, and this kid looks like he's something else.
Exceptional athlete, and when we talk about him, check this out. He's the long snapper on the football team. He also runs at 6'6", 245. Listen to this, guys. The 200 meters, the high jump, and he throws a shot in discus.
My gosh.
Just once again, just unbelievable. And when you watch him play, I mean, he's not far off from the other two guys. I really like him. I'm impressed with his size and his route running ability and how he's able to make people miss in space. Smooth route runner, very comfortable with catching the ball out on the perimeter. But just another great talent out of the state of Texas that's committed to go to the Longhorns. That's going to make it at the next level. And I think he's a kid that can get in there and play early because he's got all the intangibles.
Are you finding that there are fewer landing spots for tight ends, though? Maybe the traditional tight end, that with everybody kind of going to the spread and everybody trying to put 4 and 5 wide receivers out there, are you finding that that colleges maybe there's less of a demand for tight ends these days?
And that would be automatic with what people are running offensively with all the spreads and not having a tight end and things like that. But when it comes right down to it, people want to be multiple also. I mean, they want to spread you out and throw the ball around, but at times you're going to have to come in tight and run the football. And so you've got kids here that can do both. And the cool thing about all these guys, they're also guys that can really, really help you in the passing game because they all have great hands. They all have great size. And so they can do things that regular receivers can't just because of their size.
There are no one-trick ponies here. He is James Lott. He's the official recruiting analyst of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at JL Scouting. James, appreciate your time. We'll do it again next week.
Okay, guys. Appreciate it.